Shalom, shalom. Everybody in the school. Shalom. Shalom. Everybody online. Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatham. We back at it with another Sabbath service, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Mashiach Wamalak Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in the truth before us for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahweh Shai. A hearty shalom to the mighty men that go out there and labor and do the work of the Most High, presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice, doing the work of the Most High, being steadfast. All of the men that may not be out there, building the households up, working on it, getting built up in the spirit, studying, praying, and fasting. And all of the sincere, mighty Akwab out there, holding it down in the households, reverencing their husbands, being submissive, diligent, and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. We back at it again. It's a beautiful Sabbath. I'm going to pass it to the mighty brother Amos.
Shabbat Shalom. All praises to the Most High for another Sabbath, another day of repentance, right? Another day of reflecting and being better than we were the day before, right? So, like the brother said, we're going into James, the first chapter, right? And it's a mighty title, the Apocalypse and the Apostles, right? Because you can get real deep and heavy when you talk about the Apocalypse and the Apostles, right? And so we're going to start off with Acts, chapter 18 and verse 4.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 18 and verse 4. And it reads, "And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks."
Right, this is another Sabbath to persuade those who know that they're Israel to keep following the law, statutes, and commandments, keep their faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, push forth towards that mark, right? Don't get slothful, right? Don't fall under pressure, right? And don't be like Lot's wife and look back. Right, and the only way we can do that is through Philippians 4 and 13.
This is the book of Philippians, chapter 4 and 13. "I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengtheneth me."
Through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we're able to break down these strongholds, build up Israel, get the understanding of these parables, these dark sayings, right? And able to persuade Israel to get deep into these parables, right? So we're going into James, the first chapter, right? Right, this is James, the first chapter. This is the brother of our Lord Yahweh Shai. Right. So this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful volume that we're getting. Who knows how many volumes we might get into this? Right. So we're going to start with James, the first chapter, verse 1. "James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings."
Yeah, and this lets you know this excludes everybody outside of Israel. It's straight up and down. It's telling you to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. So if I'm not part of the 12 tribes, I have no business reading the book of James. I should just rip all of these pages out and just mail them to all of the Israelites, buy stamps and envelopes and mail it to the 12 tribes, right? This is not for the Edomites and you other nations, man. So how can you try to incorporate this and people ignore this, man? You got Christians, they'll just ignore this thing, man. Oh, well, I'm a spiritual 12 tribes scattered abroad. No, this is literal, man. Right? The Israelites scattered through the four corners of the earth, right? And like Amos was said, James is the actual brother of Yahweh Shai, right? Yahweh Shai had two other apostles of the 12 that believed in him, that walked with him. James being one, and Judah being the other one.
Verse 2, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations."
Right, the Lord said, count it joy when you fall into temptations, right? Meaning when these spirits are trying to attack you, when you're feeling tempted, right? When you feel as though you're down and out, are you ready to tap out, throw in the white flag? The Lord said, instead of feeling down and out, you should rejoice when you're going through these temptations. It's going to tell you what. You got something?
Go ahead, priest. This is the book of Romans, chapter 5 and verse 1. Right, Romans chapter 5 and verse 1. "Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with Yahweh through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of glory of Yahweh. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations, also knowing that tribulation worketh patience." Right, so we're supposed to be glorying when we're catching all hell, right? Because it's chastising. Right, it's working your patience and building up your patience when you're in the lower state. When you're catching hell, right, you're supposed to look at the bright side of it, right? It could be 10 times worse, right? So you're supposed to rejoice when these things, when you know what hits the fan, right? And patience, experience hope, right? You have to hope that when you hit these low marks in your life, that the Lord is going to bring you up. That's what having faith is, right? That's Hebrews 11, right? The substance of things hoped for and not seen. Paraphrasing, right? So you have faith that the Lord is going to restore you and hold and bring you up out of this to be stronger, right? Like gold is tried in the fire.
Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 12, right? And you have to know that the Most High is only doing that to build you up. The Most High is not destroying you, man, right? The Lord said, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, man, right? So let's go to second, and this is what any good father does, man. Any good father, he's going to chastise his children, right? That's how we're supposed to deal with our sons and deals with our daughters, man. He that loveth his son causeth him often to feel the rod. That's written. Right? And that rod is not, nobody beats their kids to kill them. I hate you, I'm gonna destroy you, unless you're a heathen, man. We do that for discipline and correction and instruction. Right? So let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 7. Right?
2 Corinthians 12 and verse 7. And least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure.
Right, so this is Paul speaking. Paul said he had a particular demon that was beating him down. That's what the word buffet means, right? Like they buffeted Yahweh Shah, they smote him, right? They threw hands on him, laid hands on him. Paul had a particular demon that was buffeting him, lest he should be exalted above measure. Because during the time of the Apostle Paul, they put him on the same level of Yahweh Shah. They said, well, I come in the name of Paul. I got baptized in the name of Paul, right? So the Most High humbled Paul by putting a spirit on him, lest he should be exalted above measure, man. Right? Go on.
Verse 8. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me.
Yeah, he prayed to the Lord not once, not twice, but 3 times that this demon could leave him. Right? 3, and it's Paul praying. Right? But let's see what the Lord said. Now this could represent what you're dealing with, man. Right? Whatever spirit is attacking you, it can be a lust spirit, it can be a spirit of slothfulness, it can be a spirit of you want to isolate yourself, it can be a spirit of depression, it can be a spirit of covetousness, right? Just willful sin. And you may be praying to the Lord for this demon to leave you, to make this situation. It could be a financial situation that's weighing heavy on your mind, right? You may not be able to come up with the funds to pay rent, right? To put enough food on the table. You down and out, and you praying for the Lord to make a way and to open the door. That's what the Apostle Paul did. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that this demon may leave me. But what did the Lord say?
And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Yahweh Shai may rest upon me.
Right? Did Yahweh Shai, did the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, did he remove that spirit from Paul, that demon? Right, but that's Paul praying. How come the Lord didn't remove that spirit from the Apostle Paul? To deal it, right. Now you say to test him. What did another brother say? To humble him. That's another one. To strengthen him. That's what it is. To strengthen him. Right? That's what he said. It says, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee. Meaning you being in this truth, that's enough. Right? You know who I am. You coming to the knowledge of the Most High, that's enough for you. Right? So being in this truth, be grateful. Be content. Right? Be content that you're in this truth to begin with, man. Right? Now you have to deal with what comes with this truth. Right? Like these spirits is going to attack you. And it's not to destroy you, because the Lord said what? For my strength is made perfect in weakness. That's what Yahweh Shah said. That's written in red. Yahweh Shah said, my strength is made perfect when I'm weak. Right? When I'm down and out, I have to sum up that strength. Right? Like when brothers play sports, brothers that play sports, when you running all them suicides and doing all of them drills, them cone drills and all types of stuff, you feeling weak, right? But what do you know the outcome of that thing is going to be? To strengthen you And that's why the coach put you through hell, man. They have hell week when you working out for like 9 hours, man. And you feeling weak and you feeling down, right? You got 2-a-days and you don't want to show up to practice. You're sweating, your knees sore. You could barely walk. But right when you feeling real weak, that's when you're the strongest. Why are you the strongest? Because you know and you understand that, look, what I'm dealing with is not to destroy me, but to strengthen me, to make me faster, to make me stronger. And brothers have that same mentality in sports, right? And this is how it is in this truth, man. All right, you had a quick point?
Let me back on what you're saying. This 1 Corinthians chapter 4, and I'll start at verse.
It was one more in the Salaki.
Salaki, I got you.
It's one more in the Salaki. We read 9 again, Papa could show. I could read.
I got you. 2 Corinthians 12 and 9. He said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in mine infirmities, that the power of Yahweh may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities.
What the Apostle Paul said?
Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distress, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite verses in the Bible, man. He said, then when I am weak, then I am strong. That's why the Apostle James said, count it all joy when you fall into temptations, man. Right? So when you're feeling weak and you got these spirits attacking you, you have to have the mentality to say, okay, all right, the Most High see what's going on. You got me in this situation right now. I'm in a hot seat. All right, and you're doing this to strengthen me. Let me step up my prayer, right? I have to congregate now, right? Let me declare a fast, a 2-day fast. Now I'm feeling strong, right? So whenever you're feeling low, just know that that's the Most High dealing with you, man. He's applying the pressure on you, man. And certain brothers, they love when that pressure. You got athletes, they love when it's fourth quarter, man. They want the ball in their hands, man. They got brothers, they love, that's what they live for, man. They give me pass it, man. You got it's fourth quarter. Oh, what do I do? Hey, that guy needs to be on the bench, man. You keep that guy on the bench. These guys, this is what the truth is made for, man. Right? When the pressure's on you, when the Most High is chastening you, when you're dealing with these spirits, when you're constantly being tempted, that's for the Most High to strengthen you. So the Apostle Paul said, then when I am weak, I am strong, man. Right? Because if everything is good, how can you be strong? It wouldn't even make sense, man. If everything's happy for you and things are just rolling and you're walking down the yellow brick road, you're never going to get stronger. Right? You're going to walk in the simplicity of your own mind. But adversity is going to strengthen you, man. Affliction, necessities, reproaches. Right? Because like the brother brought out, it's going to allow you to gain patience and experience, man. And slowly build you up in this thing.
God, because pressure makes diamonds, man. Right. Joy wouldn't feel good if you didn't know what pain was. Right. If you hurt your ankle, you wouldn't know what it felt like to be ready to restore the whole unless you went through that. Right. This is Acts chapter 14 and 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. Right, so you got to go through this tribulation. You got to catch this hell to make it into the kingdom. Anything worthwhile having, you got to work for. Right? If the kingdom was so easy to get into, the Lord would have made it for everybody. It's for the elect. Right? You got to put your body a living sacrifice to make it into this kingdom. Right? Meaning whatever you catch, right, Michael, you may go through something 30 times worse than me, 1,000 times worse than me. But that's the lot you got to go through. You got to take it joyfully and cheerfully. Right? The Lord set up people to go out. When you get chastised out there, you about to get in fights. You got people want to come back and harm you. You got to take joy in that. Right? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9. For I think that Yahweh has set forth us, the apostles' last, as it were approved to death. Appointed. So like it. That says approved. Approved to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the word, and to angels, and to men. We are fools for Christ's sake, but ye are wise in Christ, right? So you got to be made a fool for the sake of Yahweh Shai, so that the ministry and the people in Israel can be made wise, right? If you're a laborer, you got to be set up like that, right? We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour, we both hunger and thirst and are naked and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place, and labor, working with our hands, being reviled, we bless, being persecuted, we suffer it. Right? So we're blessed being persecuted. Right? The Lord is taking note, has the angels recording everything that you're going through for this world's sake. Right? The world hated Yahweh Shah. How much more the people that follow him?
That's right. That's right.
It does.
Yeah, it's different. I think it's the.
Yeah, it must be 16:11.
Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 1. All right, get another precept on that. So that's an excellent point, man. All right, you got to work for it, man. You got to go through tribulation. All right, you got to catch hell in this thing, man. It's appointed. That's your lot. That's your portion. Right? Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 1 and 6. I'm going to start at 5. 1 Peter chapter 1 and 5. Who are kept by the power of God through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations. You got brothers catching all types of hell, man. Manifold temptations. You got spirits hopping on you. Don't read today. Don't read. Don't study. Right? Just hang out. You need a day off. Right? Relax. All right? Play the video game. Right? Hang out with the family all day. Right? Don't study. Right? You don't need to fast. Why don't you just eat? Right? You got these spirits attacking you, man. Right? Spirits hopping on your co-workers, mocking you at work. Right? Spirits hopping on your boss, getting on you, man. Right? These things happen to brothers in the truth and sisters alike. Right? So through manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. So this is the trial of your faith, man. The Lord has you in this thing, and you got to go through this fiery furnace, right? And it's a precious thing to go through this thing, man. That's what the Lord has said, right? And it's the hot seat that you in, man. And you in this hot seat till the day the Lord come back, man. Right? So you want to understand that your trial in this truth is like gold going through a fire. What's the purpose of putting gold through a fire? You said what? No, not to harden it. Purify it. To purify it, man. Right? We all know when you take raw gold out of the earth, it's not what you see, right? In the stores. It's dirty, got mud on it, right? It got all types of other metals attached to it, silver, right? Copper. And then you have to take that fire and put it through that furnace, man. Hold on, King. You got to take that fire and put it through the furnace. And as you put it through that fire, it's going to remove those undesirable traits. It's going to remove that sin from you, that lust from you, right? And through experience, that's why certain brothers, if you've been in the truth for a certain period of time, you don't deal with the same sin, or you shouldn't be dealing with the same sin that you was dealing with 4 years ago, 5 years ago, because you overcame that, right? And let's say you first came in the truth and you had a weed smoking demon. You've been in the truth for 3 years and you don't get tempted by that thing anymore. But at first you was dealing with it, man. Now you overcame that. And now through experience, that thing doesn't deal with you. But when you was going through it, it was hell, man. Man, do I smoke? Do I do this? Damn, so-and-so, everybody blowing up your phone, hitting you up. That's the manifold temptations to purify you. And as you overcome those different temptations, you get stronger in this truth. First, you're feeling weak, but then you get stronger. Then the next temptation comes after you, right? Now you got a woman tempting you. Then you overcome that. All of these temptations is to build you up. And it's to purify you, to remove yourself from this world, man. So that's why you have to rejoice, understanding the outcome of this thing.
God, this is Wisdom of Solomon. Bro, had a question? Okay, I got you after this. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 4. Right? For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace have he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. Right? So the Lord is going to try you as a burnt offering. And if you make it through, right, if the foundation and the things you built, right, withstand through that fire, right, then you were found worthy in the sight of the Lord. right? And a lot of people not going to be found worthy because a lot of people in it to just say that they know they Israel. They heard that Kendrick Lamar song. A lot of people want to be internet famous, right? If you're not wholeheartedly receiving this chastisement with joy and building off of that, then you're really not in this truth, right? You faking it, right? You putting on a facade so everybody can see you in your fresh coats. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how people put on nice garments to be seen, right? They're not wearing it to be seen by women. They want men to comment off it, right? That's the same thing in this truth. If you truly not taking the chastising the Lord gave to you, if you're not building upon that, if you're not becoming strengthened, right, then the Lord not dealing with you, right? Like Ariah say, if you've been in this truth and you can't break these breakdowns down, right, I look at you funny, right? If you out there standing with us and you taking notes and you can't understand these breakdowns, you got a mark on you. And that's how you should look in this truth, man. A brother who don't have the understanding, right, and he not taking the chastisement and everything's good, something's not right.
That's right. Let's go to Luke chapter 14 and verse 27. Right? Luke chapter 14 and verse 27. It reads, "And whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Lest happily, after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish." So when you come into this truth, you got to count the cost, man. Right? You got to expect to catch hell. Just like any man that's an architect, right? Or you deal with construction or masonry, whatever the case may be, you have to make sure you have the necessary manpower, you have the necessary budget, you have the right equipment in order to get this project done. You got to take into account that somebody may quit the job. You got to take into account how many tools you need, how the weather may be. People that build buildings, they think about it a lot, man. These buildings don't just pop up overnight. They have like 4 years. They plan these things like years in advance, man. They have certain buildings estimated to be completed in the year 2025, right? They got the different blueprints, the architect firm, they're getting loans and all types of stuff, man. And they count the costs, right? Now, if they don't do that and they just wing it and try to build a building, they're not going to be able to finish it because they didn't take into account what the things, the downfalls that may be before them, man. So when you come into this truth, you got to count the costs. And like a business, when you make investments, you got to make the proper investment, man. Right? Take into account that things may happen to you, that your family may leave you. You got to count the cost that, look, you may get fired from your job. And guess what? Your woman might leave you, man. Right? You might be down and out for 2 years. You might get evicted. Right? You might get tempted by different demons. And you got to count the cost. You got to say, okay, look, this may happen to me. 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 You got to look at it and ask yourself, are you ready to deal with this? You got to ask yourself that. A lot of people don't count the cost. They come in this truth and they expect it to be easy, man. Expect things to go smooth. And it's not meant to be smooth, man. It's not Christianity. In a Sunday church tomorrow, they're not thinking about the counting the cost. They're not catching hell. They're having a good time, man. Right? But when you in this thing, you're going to go through it, man. So count it all joy because it's to build you up. Anything you're going through, sit there and say, okay, this is for the Most High to deal with me and to build me up. Rather, it's a great matter, or a small.
This is Sirach chapter 4 and verse 28. This is a classic. It's a heavy verse. Right? Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Right? So you got to keep going for this truth. Right? Ain't no time to stop. Ain't no time to tarry. Ain't no time to stop and look at the flowers, smell the flowers, right? You got a mission that you set out for, and that's to get the kingdom of heaven, right? Edify your people. That was Sirach 4 and 28, right? And you also have a obligation, right? We're going to go to Sirach chapter 5 and verse 4, right? Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me, for the Lord is long suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin. Right? Your other obligation is to be better than you were the day before. Right? To offend less. Right? To reprove your people. Right? Reprove yourself. Cut yourself. Right? Not on a physical level, but spiritually. Right? Get into the scriptures and cut yourself. When you read it, you should get cut every time. right? One thing should cut you when you read it. Then the next thing you read it should cut you. Now you got to examine yourself, right? Well, is this me who Peter's talking about? Is this me who Paul's talking about? Is this me who the Lord is talking about? And if any of those questions say yes, you better make sure you change that around before the Lord returns, right? Because the Lord not playing, right? Every man's going to be judged for his works, right? Whether it be good, whether it be evil. That's Ecclesiastes 12 and 14. You're going to be judged, right? So you got to make sure that you're not adding sin upon sin. You got to make sure that you offended less, right? That's how you get tried like gold's trying to fire, right? When you get chastised, a wise man's going to know it's for the sins he committed, right? The wise man's going to know it's the Lord building him back up, right? Because let's get it. Proverbs 24. You got something while I get this?
Yeah, come. Let me grab this real quick while you go into that quick precept in Isaiah chapter 48 and 9. Right? Isaiah chapter 48 and verse 9. For my name's sake will I defer mine anger, and for my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. So the Lord chose you, man. Right? He didn't choose you in a field of dandelions, right? In a field of roses, right? The Lord chose you and put you in a yellow brick road. The Lord said, I want that brother right there. I want that sister. And what I'm going to do with them, I'm going to put them in a hot furnace of affliction, right? Now a fool will say, why would God do that? That's mean. Why I just can't make it to the kingdom? Why I got to go through it? That's mean. No, you don't understand the Most High, man. Right? You don't understand discipline, chastisement, man. This furnace of affliction is hot, man. And the temperature on Micah may be 700 degrees. The temperature on me may be 500 degrees. Temperature on Amos may be 200 degrees. But guess what? We all got to deal with it. Now, the Most High could turn that affliction up anytime from 200 to 700. Or it could cool it down, right? The point is you're going to stay in that furnace, man. You got to deal with how hot it is, man. And that's what the Lord wants you to be in to the day he returns, to purify you and remove these undesirable traits from you. Because you're not going to make it to the kingdom like you are right now, right? The Lord said he came to make ready a people prepared for the Lord. The Lord wants you to remove these undesirable things, man. This lust, this wickedness. How else are you going to rule a kingdom of heaven, man, on the earth? So there has to be a process to mold you and build you up, man. And it's going to be a way that you don't expect it to be, man.
This Proverbs 24 and 16. For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thy heart be glad when he stumble. Right? So we all fall, right? Satan is out trying to devour us like a roaring lion. Everybody's going to slip, but you can't rejoice when your brother falls. Right? That enemy's not talking about Esau, not talking about Moab, not talking about Ammon or Ham. That's talking about your fellow Israelite. So a Naquam got a weed demon. He keeps slipping up and smoking weed and he getting judged. I'm not supposed to rejoice over that. Right? Verse 18. Lest the Lord see it and displease him, he turned away his wrath from him. Right? He turned away the wrath from him and he put it all on you. Right? Now you got a weed demon, a lust demon, a homosexuality demon. You got all these demons you never had. Right? So I see a lot of Israel rejoicing when their enemies fall, meaning your brother that you don't get along with. Right? Stop that. Right? Because you never know what the Lord put up for them. Because the Lord never going to put you in anything that you can't handle. Right? Everybody got their own measure that they got to deal with.
Right. Let's get that. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Right? So this is why the Apostle James said, this is how he kicked off the epistle, man. He said, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations.
1 Corinthians 10 and 13. There had no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man.
Right, so you think that you catching the most hell ever, man. Why is God doing this to me? Why does women keep tempting me? God must hate me. Why am I having a hard time paying my rent, my bills? It's not just you, brother, man.
Right.
You know how many Israelites in this truth, man, going through the same thing you going through, catching the same hell, even worse, man. This is common to man. This is a normal thing, man. This happens on a day-to-day basis. Everybody knows that, man. Right? We talk about it amongst each other. Amos catch the same hell I may catch. The brother, Mathania Kasalakia, still getting a brother name, right? Right? May catch the same hell that Ezra catch, man. Right? So this temptation is common to man. Go on.
But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
That you can deal with it, man. The Most High is not going to put you in a situation to kill you, man. Right? You're not going to wake up. Let's say you got this weed smoking demon we talking about with a blunt in your mouth,
Right.
and then it's already lit. Then you feel yourself damn smoking it, right? The Lord not going to put you in that situation, man. He tap into your muscles, and now he making you smoke the blunt. Why am I going through this? That would be off, man. Right? The Lord is going to put you in a situation where there's always an exit door, man. There's always an exit sign. You may get tempted and you get enticed and you fall into it, but it's always a way out, man. It's always a way out, man. You got brothers that deal with all types of internet demons, man. Right? They be watching all types of inappropriate stuff on the internet. How did I do that? Oh, I can't believe the Lord did that. No, brother, you did that, brother.
Right.
Just close the laptop, brother. Turn the lights on, man. Blow out them candles. Right? And open up the scriptures.
Turn off that Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah, turn up the damn Teddy Pendergrass, man.
Right.
Put up all of that wicked stuff, man. And get into the scriptures. Why did the Lord do that? The Lord didn't make you click on that, man. That's you clicking on that, man. So the Most High always make a way to escape, man. And that's not just that, that's every situation. So think about that too. When you catching this temptation, there's always a way to escape through prayer, reaching out. You understand? Calling a brother, right? Opening up the Bible, declaring a fast. There's always a way out. The Lord is faithful, man.
God. And a good thing to do is fast with a faithful brother or a faithful sister, right? Attack them demons together, right? This is 1 Peter 5 and verse 8, right? Or verse 7. We'll start at verse 7. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth upon you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world, right? So the same things I'm going through are the same things the other brothers are going through, right? Confess your faults to your brothers, because a brother may have overcome that fault that you're dealing with. He'll give you advice. He'll give you righteous counsel on how to overcome it, right? So don't be ashamed to confess your sins. Don't be ashamed to confess what you're dealing with, right? A brother's not going to judge you. A brother's going to have more respect for you when you do that, right? And then you're going to gain a brother or a sister at the same time, right? So don't be shamefaced when it comes to dealing with your sins. Be out in the open so you can conquer those demons, right? Be bold about it. Look, brother, I'm dealing with this. I need help, because you're not going to be able to fight these demons by yourself, right? You're not going to be able to. That's even the Lord had angels come to minister to him, right? That's how heavy these demons can get. Right, so don't be an individual light. Don't be a Hebrew. Right, reach out to brethren, reach out to sisters, and get that help that you need.
Yeah. To add on to that, it was a sister in the clubhouse. She was talking about, well, I have a hard time praying. When I'm dealing with certain situations, even when I'm fasting, I feel like spirits are attacking me when I'm going through these temptations. I said, you got it, and I went to Luke to line me back when Amos was going into. Right, let me go to Luke chapter 22. All right, real quick. This is Luke chapter 22 and verse. Salaki, let's see what I want. Luke chapter 22, and I'm going to start at verse 41. This is Luke 22 and 41. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. Right? So when you're going through hell, man, and you praying, you're not going to see that angel pop down and say, I'm here to help you. Right? Hey, look, my name's so-and-so. I sit next to Michael. Right? And I'm here to tell you that I'm here to strengthen you. No, it don't work like that, man. You don't see that, but you're going to feel it in the spirit, man. That's what's going to help you overcome these temptations. Praying, right? Verse 44, and being in an agony. So now you may catch hell, man. Right? Being in the agony, he prayed more earnestly. So you got to pray more earnestly too. He wasn't just getting in agony. Oh, I can't do it. I'm done. Pray more earnestly, man. Harder, man. Louder, man. You got to cry into the Lord, man. You can't just Lord, please remove the smoking demon from me. Please, Jesus. Jesus, baby Jesus, I pray for you to remove this demon in thy name. Amen. It don't work like that, man.
Kirk Franklin playing.
Yeah, with Kirk Franklin in the background on low, man. Right? The Lord not dealing with that. Right? You gotta call upon the Lord, man. Don't babies cry when they need their parents? Do they whisper they cry? Yeah. No, they loud, man. They screaming. They need help. Change my diaper. Rock me to sleep. Feed me. Right? That's what they saying, man. And they cry to their father. And their father hear them when they loud, when they screaming. Right? Because they know that they in agony and they need that. And they rush. Oh, the baby. What's wrong with the baby? And they take care of the baby, man. And comfort the baby. And guess what? The baby's fine now. Right? Hey, we're the children of the Father, man. When we cry to the Lord is going to hear us, man. So Yahweh prayed more earnestly in the time of his agony, man. And the Lord was sending angels down to strengthen him and reaffirm him, man. Right? Let me get this one more quick precept on that. This is John 1 and 51. Now let me back on that. Right? This is John chapter 1 and 51. And he said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto you, hereafter ye shall see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. Right? You see that? So the angels work with you, man. They strengthen you, man. When you feeling down and out, and then you feel a little bit better, that's the angel working on your spirit, man. When you was catching that hell from that weed demon, and you, oh man, I don't know. And then you pray, and then you feel like, I feel kind of better, man. That's not a physical thing. That's a spiritual thing. The angel came down to strengthen your spirit. These things happen all the time.
God, testimony. When I used to be in the world, I used to smoke a lot. I came into the truth. You know, we put it down. I used to have dreams about smoking weed, and I'll wake up feeling guilty, man. Be like, yo, is that real? I don't know what. That's just demons trying to attack you. Then you wake up and you feeling strong because you know it was a dream. That's the angel strengthening you, and you giving thanks to the Lord because he revealed that you don't need it. Right? This is Psalms 51 and 14. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O Yahweh, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. Right? So ask the Lord to deliver you from that guilt that you're feeling. Right? Because you're going to fall in this truth. Right? You're going to slip. Right? You're going to fall short. Right? But ask the Lord to remove that guiltiness from you. Ask that you can go harder so you don't have to feel that guiltness. Right? Verse 15. O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. Right? So ask the Lord to give you strength to praise him when you're feeling low. Ask the Lord to give you strength to pray 10 times more when you're feeling low. Right? Because the Lord will do it. And we're going to get into that in James. Right? Because what we on the second verse? God. Right? So ask the Lord to deliver you from that. That goes into 2 Esdras 16 in the last couple verses. Right? Woe to you who are bound in your iniquities. Right? You just setting yourself up to be destroyed. Don't be bound in your iniquities. Right? Push forth towards this kingdom.
That's right. So we're going to go back to the book of James. So you brothers that's getting tempted, you got to count it all joy. Right? You got to rebuke those temptations, man. Even Yahweh had to rebuke the apostle Peter, man. When Satan hopped on him and said, get thee behind me, Satan, man. For thou savorest not the things that be of God, but the things that be of men. So remember, Satan is going to not just deal with you internally. Satan is going to tempt you through people, man. People you least expect. Who would have thought Peter would have tried to tempt Yahweh or Satan would have hopped on Peter? But Yahweh was keen through the spirit to recognize that, man. You may not be able to recognize that's your wife tempting you, but you don't got to read today. Let's just relax. Hey, get thee behind me, Satan. Right? Because that's Satan on her. You got to say that because that's Satan inside her. That's not her doing that. That's not Satan hopping. I mean, that's not your parents telling you, well, why don't you just come to Christmas dinner? That's Satan on them tempting you, man. Whenever you feel tempted, you got to call Satan. You got to call it Call it how it is. They call a spade, man. Get thee behind me, Satan. Right? Then, you know, the water Yahweh for allow me to deal with that and allow me to overcome it, and then you keep it moving.
God, I want to get an example. Yeah. Right, this is Job chapter 2, and I want to start at verse 9. Right, then said his wife unto him, does thou still retain that integrity? Curse God and die. This is an example of Satan hopping on your wife. right? Or women Satan hopping on your husbands, right? Verse 10, but he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall not receive evil? And all this day did Job not sin with his lips, right? So you got to rebuke that demon, man. You can't be timid when you're dealing with demons, man. Right? You gotta speak like many waters, right? Speak loud and with authority when you're dealing with a demon. Right? I know brothers who tell me when they dealing with things, they rebuke Satan out loud. Right? They yell it. If you got to do it, do it. Right? Don't give a damn what anybody thinks. Get that demon away from you. Right? Because if you play too close with a serpent, you're gonna get bit. Right? If you playing too close with that sin, you're gonna die. Right?
I got a quick precept. Real quick. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 10 and 19. That's what I want. Right? Luke, chapter 10 and 19. I got it. This is St. Luke, chapter 10 and 19. It reads, behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. So the Lord gave you authority, man. You got power in this truth, man. You're not just a nigga in the world. The Lord gave men in this truth, women in this truth. You have power and authority over these demons, man. You can tell these demons to get the hints, and they will leave you, man. Tell that weed-smoking demon to depart from you, man. That lust demon, right? Call upon Yahweh shall rebuke you, and then you pull the scripture out, and you cut it, and that demon's going to leave you for a season, right? So Yahweh told you the power that you have over all the power of the enemy. It's not speaking about Esau at work or the police department, right? Who's the enemy is talking about? Satan, right? Over all the power of the enemy. Verse 20, notwithstanding, and this rejoice not, that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. So you have spirits that's subject unto you, man. How do you think you defeat these demons every day? Because the spirit in you defeats those spirits externally, man. That's how you're able to overcome these temptations and rebuke these foul spirits attacking you. Because you have authority to rebuke these things. This is the spiritual power that the Lord has given you on a surface level, man. Do not forget the authority that Yahweh charged you with in these last days, man. And stop just thinking you a low nigga and you just got to do. I just gave in. Brother, you forgot the authority the Most High gave you, man.
God, this is James chapter 1 and verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire. With entire Salaki. I don't know why it's spelled like that. Wanting nothing. God. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him.
Yeah, if you lacking wisdom, pray to the Most High. And he gonna give it to you, man. Right? That's what it said. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High to give it to all men liberally, meaning freely. You don't got to climb a mountain. You don't have to deep sea dive. Right? The Lord just give it to you freely and upbraideth not. Right? Meaning he's not going to get on you, man. Why are you asking for this wisdom, man? Right? Don't you know you're a mortal man? The Lord will say, here you go. Right? Like any father, right? When his son asks for something that he knows that he needs, right? He'll give it to him, man. I guarantee, brothers, in the truth, you got sons, your father asks. The son say, look, can we go over this chapter today? Oh, yeah, let's go over it, man. Right? Can we do so-and-so? Can we pray? The father's going to do it, man. Liberally. How much more the children are asked of the father, man? For wisdom. It could be faith, be more temperate. It could be knowledge and understanding. Listen.
Yeah, I was going.
Khan, you got it.
God, this is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 1 and verse 6. And Solomon went up thither to the brazen altar before the Lord, which was at the tabernacle of the congregation, and offered 1,000 burnt offerings. And in that night did Yahweh appear unto Solomon and said unto him, ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said unto Yahweh, thou hast showed mercy unto David my father, and hast made me to reign in his stead. Now, O Lord, Yahweh, let thy promise unto David my father be established, for thou hast made me king over a people like the dust of the earth and multitude. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. Who can judge this thy people that is so great? Right? So That's an example of somebody asking the Lord for something, and the Lord gave it to him. And that somebody is Solomon, a mighty king. And Yahweh said to Solomon, because this was in thy heart, and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies, neither hast thou asked long life, but asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, that thou mayest judge my people. Over them I have made thee king. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee. And I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee, neither shall there any after thee have the like. Right? So because the Lord, because Solomon asked the Lord for wisdom and understanding to judge Israel, right? The Lord gave him that and the abundance of more that he couldn't even imagine, that nobody could fulfill after those days, right? So ask the Lord with faith, right? Solomon wasn't wavering or like, could you do this, Lord? Right? He said, Lord, I know that you're going to keep your promise to my father, right? I asked for wisdom, and Solomon was the wisest man to ever walk on this earth.
God, it go quick precept. You got to pray with faith, man, right? Matthew 21 and 22, right? And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing ye shall receive. Lord didn't say you might get it, thinking about giving it to you. You could get it. He said you will receive. If you believe it, then you're going to get it, man. Matthew 21 and 22. If you pray for more faith, you're going to get it, brother. If you pray for more wisdom and more understanding, you're going to get it, man. It is what it is. Who said that? The Most High. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We know it's impossible for the Most High to lie. That's written, right? Let me get this other one real quick.
I'm trying to find one.
Come on. Let's go to Mark 11 and 23. You have to pray with faith. All right? Mark chapter 11 and 20. I'm going to start at 22. St. Mark 11 and 22. And Yahushua answering said unto them, have faith in the Most High. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he said shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he said. If you don't doubt, a lot of brothers think that this prayer, what you asking for, is too much for the Most High. Oh boy, I don't know, man. Am I worthy to ask this? I know I'm a wicked man. Should I be really asking this? Yes, brother. If it's sincere and it's profitable for the spirit, pray for it, man. And if you don't doubt, then you're going to get it. If you're doubting, you're not getting it. Forget about it, man. If you pray to the Most High, like Amos was saying, well, Lord, I know you got a lot going on. It's a lot of people you made. It's a lot of animals you got to take care of. Who am I amongst all of the fishes of the sea? You got to deal with all of the bats and the earthworms.
Comparing yourself to animals.
Yeah. Lord, there's so many cattle and bullocks. Who am I to hear my prayer? Forget about it. Lord, if you hear this prayer, remember me. The Lord not remembering you, man. Someone remember me, man.
This Romans chapter 14 and verse 22. Has thou faith? Have it to thyself before Yahweh. Right? If you have faith, right, show it to the Most High you have faith. Right? Show your faith by your works. Right? Laboring, charity. That's how you show it to the Most High. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that thing which he alloweth. And he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin. Right? So anything that you're doing in this world that's not concerning faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, it's a sin. Right? That's heavy right there. Right? That's heavy. If you're doing something and it's not in faith, right, it's a sin.
That's right.
That's a clear cut, man.
And the wages of sin is death. See that? You praying and you don't believe, you're in sin now. You're going off. Right? So brothers got to make sure you praying for faith, man. You get, even the apostles asked for more faith. They said, Lord, increase our faith. And they saw the miracles. Right? You got something else? So let's go back to James. Right? Actually, let me get one more real quick. Let's go to I want to go to 1 John chapter 3. All right, let's go to 1 John, the 3rd chapter. So you got to pray and believe, man. 1 John chapter 3 and 20 and 20. right? 1 John, the 3rd chapter, and the 20th verse. For if our heart condemn us, the Most High is greater than our heart and knoweth all things. Beloved, if our heart condemn us not, then have we confidence toward the Most High. And you got to have confidence. The word confidence literally means with faith. Con meaning with, and the fidence part where you get the word fidelity, which means to have faith. Like you may have infidelity in a marriage, means without faith. So confident means with faith. It's okay to be confident, man. And the scriptures say in the Most High, we boast all the day long. So we boast in the Most High. Yeah, the Most High hear my prayer. Does that make you proud? No, you believe, man. Now, it's one thing to say, be proud and say, yeah, I know the Most High is only dealing with me, right? I know I'm the Apostle James back on the earth, right? And you a 2/3 Negro. The Lord not dealing with that, man. But if you boasting in the Most High, yeah, the Most High is going to hear my prayer. I believe that. Yeah, I can't say nothing to that. Hey, brother, hey, more power to you, brother. Let me get my faith like that. So you got to have confidence in this thing. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him because we keep his commandments and do those things which are pleasing in his sight. So you get whatever you ask for if you're keeping the commandments. Now, if you're not keeping the commandments, don't even do it, man. You willfully just going off, just stop it, brother.
God, and that's using wisdom, because the Lord also told you to say everything if it be the Lord's will. Right? So you can be confident that the Lord here, but don't be too confident where you like, yeah, I know this is gonna happen. Yeah. Right? I know I'm gonna walk outside and I'm gonna find $100 bill. I know this. Right? That's off, man. But everything is Lord willing. Right? If it be the Lord's will. So brothers and sisters, accustom yourself to saying Lord willing after everything. Right? I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow, Lord willing. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, Lord willing. Right? We're gonna get up and study, Lord willing. Right? Make that a custom. Add that seasoning to your speech. Right? Jeez. All right, this is James chapter 1 and verse 6. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord.
And the Lord said, look, this man that's doubting, look at that man, he's not going to get it. Don't let that man think he's going to receive anything from the Lord. The Lord not giving that man nothing. That's what James is saying. James said, look at the man who's doubting. Guess what? The man's not going to get, the Most High is not going to get that man anything if he's doubting. He's like a wave. Oh, do I go this way? Do I go that way? Do I pray? No. Maybe I should. Well, let me just try. Oh, that is a lot. Well, I'm going to just call it. Well, let me pray to the Lord. That brother, forget about it, man. So when he begins to pray, the Lord already moved on past that guy.
Verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Yeah, that's heavy. You got a lot of double-minded brothers in Israel, man. Right? Do I want to come to camp? Well, it is cold outside. Right? I don't have no mittens. We don't need no mittens, man.
Right.
Damn, ain't even say gloves, mittens. Brother, 36 years old. I don't have my mittens. I can't go out to camp. Right? I don't know. Should I do this? Should I talk to, brother, you have to be confident, right? And have your eye be single, man, in the Most High.
Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted, but the rich in that he is made low, because as the flower of the grass he shall pass away. For the sun is no sooner risen with burning heat, but it withereth the grass, and the flower thereof falleth, and the grace of the fashion of it perishes. So also shall the rich man fade away in his ways. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to them that love him.
Right? So you're blessed when you endure the temptation. Right? You got to endure that hot furnace, man. That fiery affliction. And if you do that, you're going to get a crown. Right? And your temptation is only going to increase as time progresses. All right, let me go to Revelation 3 and 10. All right, let's go to Revelation, the 3rd chapter, the 10th verse. You're blessed when you endure, man. Right? Revelation, the 3rd chapter, and the 10th verse. All right, let's read that. Revelation chapter 3 and 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So you have something called the hour of temptation, right? This is going to be the greatest time that you'll ever be tempted, man. In the history of mankind, there will be no temptation greater than the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Right? This is the reality of the scriptures, man. Esau may have a gun to your son's head and say, denounce the Most High, or you can keep your son alive. There's no temptation like that. And guess what? You got to make that decision, right? You never made that decision before, right? You're going to have to make decisions that you never made before. Make choices that you never thought that you would have to make, man, right? Feel temptations that you never thought that you would feel before, man, right? And this is what the Most High is going to deliver you from if you keep the word of his patience. If you don't keep the word of his patience, you're going to be caught in those situations. And those decisions are going to be monumental. And you're going to have your head down.
God, this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 3, right? Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, right? So you can't be, like the brother said, a situation where somebody has a gun to your son's head, right? You got to believe that the Lord is going to deliver you out of that tribulation that you're going through, right, that temptation. But if you start doubting and getting unfaithful, you and your son going to die in that unfaithfulness, right? And I always tell brothers with kids, y'all have a heavy lot because you carrying a household on your back, right? You have to build your faith up in these last days, right? Because faith come by hearing. And what are you hearing? Examples of people who had faith and they were delivered out of those troubles, right? You got to believe that the Lord is going to do the same thing for you, right? You ain't seen the miracles, but you believe. That's faith, right? And then I'm going to go to Sirach chapter 2 and 1, right? Another go-to for Israel. Yeah. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in the time of trouble. Right? So you coming into this truth, you should already know what you're preparing yourself for. Right? If you coming into a fight, you already know you're going to get hit. Right? You going into a basketball game, you already know you're going to get tired. Somebody might cross you up. Right? You might get an elbow. Right? You watching a sad movie, you might shed a tear. Right? You go to a wedding, you might get overwhelmed with emotion. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. Right? Verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Right? So cleave to the Lord. Right? You got to hold on to the Lord in everything you do. Right? He brought you this far, hasn't forsaken you. How much more in these last days? Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. Yea, the fear of the Lord. Wait for his mercy and go not aside, lest ye fall. Right? So wait on the Lord, trust in him. Right? Set your steps aright. And how do you set your steps aright? Keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Keeping the faith. Right? Showing brotherly love. Having charity. Right? All these things will set your path right. Right? You're going down that yellow brick road now. Right? You're not going to be thrown off by the what happened in the Wizard of Oz? What threw him off? It was a tornado. A tornado threw him. You don't have to worry about a tornado. Right? You don't have to worry about floods or fire because that path is already set for you.
That's right. That's right. So you got to rejoice when you endure these temptations. Man, brother should feel good, man. When you overcome, I overcame that, man. Right? I know I rejoice when you go over these temptations. They try to get you, and you defeat it with with the scriptures, and you cutting them up with the word, man. You're like, all right, man, that's cool, man. Right? Now you say mentally, okay, I know that demon's going to try to come back, but I'm ready for it, man. Right? So you got to endure these temptations.
James 1 and 13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh. For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man.
Right. So the Most High himself, the Heavenly Father, is not going to do that, but he will use Satan. Right? He will use Satan to tempt you, man. Let's go to I believe that's Chronicles, right? Satan entered into David's heart, man. Right? That's in Chronicles and it's in Numbers. Right? Let's go to 2nd Chronicles. believe we want chapter 20. Salakia, bear with me. Salakia, brothers. All right, let's go to 2 Chronicles. I believe that's chapter. Salakia, Israel. I may have to find it. All right, I have to find it later, but you can read that in Chronicles where the Lord tempted, or the Lord used Satan to tempt David to number Israel. Right? So that's what it means when it says that, yeah, when he put a census out on Israel. Right? I have to find it in Chronicles. I like how I can find it in Kings, but I like how it's written in Chronicles. Because in Kings it says the Lord moved David to do it, but in Chronicles it tells you that it's actually Satan. Right? You looking for it?
God.
Yeah. So in the meanwhile, let's go back to James. Amos looking for it. Right? James chapter 1 and 13 again. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted. Slakia. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High. For the Most High cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. You found
God. This 1 Chronicles chapter 21 and 1. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. And David said to Joab and to the rulers of the people, go number Israel from Beersheba even to Dan, and bring the number of them to me that I may know it.
See that?
Satan stood up against Israel to attack the entire nation. He went to tempt King David. Right? So you had all these people that died, man, when you read this account. Satan went to destroy all of Israel, but he had to go through. How would he do that? He went to the head, man. He went to David. And when David went off, the judgment happened on all Israel. So like the brother says, Satan may use the head of the household, man, and tempt you, then the whole household fall apart, man. People start dying, strange calamities all in your house, man. Windows break, the damn stove don't work no more. Your water stopped running. People breaking in your house, random men knocking on the door to see your woman, right? All types of wickedness, man, right? And this can happen, man. It happened to David. So Satan is going to try to entice you, man. And you got to be able to recognize that. Okay, that's Satan. Okay, I see what's going on. Now the fool would say, oh, bro, what's going on? Why do I feel this way, right? Why do I get this tingling feeling? Brother, that's Satan, man. And you got to have that spiritual discernment to be able to recognize these things. Or you're going to take a lot of losses in this thing.
God, this is 1 Chronicles 21 and 11. Right, so Gad came to David and said unto him, thus saith the Lord, choose thee, either 3 years famine or 3 months to be destroyed before thy foes. Damn. While that the sword of thy enemies overtake thee, or else 3 days the sword of the Lord, even the pestilence in the land, and the angel of the Lord destroying throughout all the coast of Israel. Now, therefore, advise thyself what word I shall bring again to him that sent me. And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let me fall now into the hand of the Lord, for very great are his mercies, but let me not fall into the hand of man. So the Lord sent pestilence upon Israel, and there fell of Israel 70,000 men.
See that?
70,000 men. That's a lot of men, man. 70,000. That's almost an entire football stadium full of people, man. That's like a whole basketball arena. All them people that you see at the damn game with the fans, and all them dead, man. That's like 70,000. Right? All because what? Satan. And David gave in to it. And the Lord did that. But he used Satan. Right? So Satan, the Most High will put these spirits on you to try you, man. Right? To see what you're going to do. Let me put this seducing spirit from this sister, right? This slide in Lamad's DMs, right? You see that? See that? Now the brother smiling, man. It's already started, man. Right? She said, Shalom, Malakia, my king. Yahweh Bashim Shai Brakatham. Right? I seen you on the video reading Mighty, right? I heard that you're married. Is that true? All right, I'm saying, all right, brother. All right, brother said con, man. Right? All right, but hey, they're gonna come a lot more difficult than that, man. I'm just making it easy. Satan is gonna make it hard, man. kind of brush past you at work, man. That work husband spirit. Yeah, man. You know, can you send me the link? Right? Can you all types of crap, man? Get crafty, Satan to get crafty, man.
I like the way you swinging that sword.
Yeah. But a woman told her brother that, man. I like the way you swing that sword. You know? And guess what? If the brother was weak, he would have said, yeah, all praise to the Most High. Right? But the brother was strong, man. Right? Or the brother is strong. All right? And the brother kind of, sent that spirit the other way. So these demons are going to work on you, man. Right?
So let's go back to that. James.
And this is how people, I know a lot of brothers that get caught up in these holidays, man. Getting enticed, man. Your grandmother called, I made your favorite mac and cheese. Just the way you like it. You got your own plate. Right? Yeah, on your birthday, man. Right? I got you. So just come over. Just get a plate to go. Right? Next thing you know, you show up, man. Damn. You see? Next thing you know, you show up. And guess what? Now you're blowing out the birthday cake. Right? Opening gifts. Right? Then you're going to have your head down for the rest of the week, man. Tell me, how did I do that? Because you wasn't strong, brother. You got to fight these demons, man. With the armor of the Most High. Right? Let's get that real quick. In Ephesians 6. Right? Brother you can't just put on your spiritual garment. You got to put on the entire armor, man. Your white garment can't deliver you from the wiles of the devil and the fiery darts of Satan. But this battle armor can. Right? Ephesians 6 and 10.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.
Not be weak in the Lord.
Be strong in the Lord.
Right?
And in the power of his might.
And you got to be strong in this thing, man. You got to be a soldier. You got to rebuke these demons with authority. You got to tell people, no, I'm not coming over. Well, I don't know. Do I really have time? Well, I got to make these moves. Stop saying, just say no. No, I'm not coming. No. Well, why? Because I'm an Israelite.
That's right.
Well, I gotta run these errands. Well, the baby said so. Well, my wife said, no, brother, you gotta be strong in the Lord, man. It's like you real quick. And these demons, if you get weak, they're gonna keep coming at you. Oh, he really don't believe that.
Right.
He really don't believe. They're gonna keep applying pressure till you fold.
Being strong in the Lord is making your family convert to the ways of the Lord.
That's right.
Right? Make them keep the high holy days. Well,
Right.
if you want to bring them gifts, you got to celebrate Purim.
Right.
Right? If you want to see them, I'll see you after the Sabbath.
Right.
You got to keep the Sabbath. Right? Make your family conform to the ways of the world.
That's right.
To the Lord. So they can come out of the ways of the world. That's walking towards wisdom with them without. Right? Verse 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Right. Brother, can we look up the word wiles? All right, let's look up the word wiles. Right? You just go to the definition. Right? The word wiles, it should mean guile, deceit, trickery. Right? So the brother pulling it up. That you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Right? W-I-L-E-S. Right? So the devil has wiles. Right? Guile, deceit. He'll transform himself to an angel of light. Right? So we got the definition. My bad. Wiles. It means devious or cunning stratagems employed in manipulating or persuading someone to do what one wants. Damn. Right? Other definitions: to lure or to entice. So these are devious strategies that the Satan will use, man, to get you. Like I gave the picture for Lamar, it's not going to be like that because I'm a mortal man. So it's not going to be. Satan is going to go above and beyond, right? Have a brush pass. You should put on that right body oil. It's just what you like, brother. Right? You like that mango smell. See the brother Micah smiling, man. Walk right past you, right? She looked just like what you want, right? And look, hey. Guess what? She need counsel because her husband is not treating her right. And you're the one for the job. And you know the scripture. She knows you know the scripture. She told you that already. Can you counsel me and show me my husband? He really don't believe. All right, can you just have lunch break with me? Now you have break. You thinking it's not that bad. Now you have breaking the scriptures down, man.
Now you want a Tyler Perry movie.
That's right, man. Hey, you seen? Hey, they got the movie Temptation, man. You see what happened to the sister on the damn airplane, man? No, right? But she gave into that temptation, man. Right? And then I believe in the movie, the grandmother or her mother said, "That's Satan." She called it out, man. Because the man pulled up in a red Corvette. She said, "That's Satan." And the spirit hopped on the mother, man, but she wasn't trying to hear that. So a lot of times Satan may hop on the brother, and then you try to rebuke them, but they don't want to hear that. Because that demon is blinding them, and it's too late, man. They're already enticed. And they'll convince themselves that that's not Satan, right? Just to get, because that lust demon is heavy on them.
Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Yeah, so we dealing with demons, right? That's all it's saying.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth.
Right, that's the law, statutes, and commandments.
And having on the breastplate of righteousness.
Right, that's your belief in Yahweh Shah and the commandments.
And your feet shod with preparation of the gospel of peace.
Right.
Above all, taking the shield of faith.
It said above all. You need that big shield. You seen the movie
300, man. See how they move with them shields? You got to move like that with your faith, man. They didn't even really need too many. We're at the damn shield. They knocking people over with the shield and flipping them over. Then they'll use that. So sometimes your best offense is your defense, man. Right? They say defense wins championships in the world, man. So this is what your faith does. Your faith is going to get you this crown, right?
Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
That's warfare.
Somebody throwing fiery darts at you, and you don't have no shield, you're going to get all jammed up, man. You're going to burn in your lust. You're going to burn in your sin. But if you got that shield, guess you're kind of dodging that. You're dodging this, and it, you got this shield to defend you, man. This is spiritual warfare. Every day, Satan is throwing these fiery darts at you. He don't stop because it's the Sabbath, right? He don't stop because it's your birthday, like the brother said. I'm not going to tempt him. It's his birthday, right? It's Christmas. He going to go harder, man. There are times where Satan is going to have these fiery darts and he dipping them in the thing, and he got his bow and he got the demons, and they constantly throwing a war at you, man. And if you don't got your armor on, you're going to get caught out there.
And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh.
Right? It's one more.
Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
So you got to be praying always in the Spirit too, right? This is how you fight the spiritual warfare. So we can go back to James, unless you have something. All right, so we back in the book of James. So, but every man is tempted when he is drawn aware of his own lust and enticed.
Then when lust has conceived, it bring forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, bring forth death. Right? That's heavy.
Yeah.
Right? So lust leads you to death. Right? It's a chain effect.
Yep.
Right? Once you get enticed, then you act on that matter that you got enticed with. After that, conceives forth sin. And after sin, you dead in the ground. Yep. Right? So you got to stand strong. Right? That Ephesians 6 and 10 on down is very important. Right? Brothers should read that every day. Right? Because every day you going out, you getting tempted by something. Right? So you should read that daily. Right? Get that. You should be able to remember that. Right? You should memorize that for when you go out in the world and have to deal with these demons.
Right.
Do not err, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. Of his own will beget he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kindle of first fruits, his creators, his creatures.
Right.
See that? So the Most High Yahweh Bashmir Rashad, he begat us, right? Meaning we're born again through what? Through the word of truth. So we're born again through these scriptures. That's what allows us to be born the word of the Most High God. Right? Let me get a quick precept on that. Right? Let me go to Song of Solomon, chapter 3 and 4. Right? Quick precept on that. It's the book of Song of Solomon, chapter 3. Salakia. And I want to go to verse. Oh, actually, I'm going to start at 3. Right? This Song of Solomon, chapter 3 and 3. The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I said, saw ye him whom I so loveth. So the watchmen are the prophets that break the truth down to this brother looking for answers. It was a little that I passed from them, but I found him whom I so loveth. Meaning after having a conversation with the servant of the Lord, the watchmen, our people begin to find the answers. They find who they so love. They finally obtain the truth, right? I held him and would not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house and into the chamber of her that conceived me. So your mother's house is his Bible. And we are born again through this Bible. This is how you're conceived, right? Brothers are born in the book of Deuteronomy, right? Brothers are born in the book of Song of Solomon. I am black and comely. Revelation, right? A lot of brothers are born. These are home births, right? These are home water births through the word of truth. Brothers understand that? God.
This is John chapter 3 and verse 3. Right? And it says, Yahweh answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Yahweh. Right? So unless you be born again, wash away these philosophies that you learned in the world, right? And like the brother said, get that home birth again, right? And this is the home birth right here, these scriptures.
Right.
Right? That's the only way you're going to be able to come into the kingdom. Right? Coming in as a child, learning everything all over again, realizing that you've been lied to the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, however old you are years you've been on this earth. You got to come back, forget all that you have known, right? You can't mix these two different wines, right? You got to take this good, precious, expensive wine that the Lord has and get rid of that filthy Taylor port, right? That Taylor port that makes your stomach hurt in the morning.
That wild, was that Irish Rose?
Yeah, that Irish Rose, right?
Right.
That gas station wine.
Right.
Right, and get this wine at the bottom of the cellar locked up that nobody can get to except the elect and those who have ears to hear.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Wondering why your stomach all hurt, man.
Right.
You're drinking that nasty wine, man. So I Jake all his mind, his spiritual stomach, his belly is all jammed up, right? So let me read. I can read on. And James, you got something else?
Yeah, I did, but we keep going.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to James chapter 1 and 1 and 18, right?
Of his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kindle of first fruits of his creatures.
Yeah. So we should be a kind. You got the old English. Yeah, the kind of first. What you want to say? You said, well, I thought the brother said something. So this is the kind of first fruits of his creature. Now the first fruits, that goes back to the law, right? So you have the wheat and the tares, and you have the first fruits of the wheat. Those that first come into the truth, right? So we can go on.
Verse 19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear and slow to speak, slow to wrath, for wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of Yahweh.
Yeah, you got Jake with anger problems, huh? And the truth. You can't even talk to a brother, man. He always mad. And it's not even because of oppression. He got an attitude. You got grown men walk around with attitudes, right? They don't want to salute you. They don't want to talk to you. The Lord said, wrath worketh not the righteousness of the Most High.
Verse 21. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive meekness with the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls.
Right now, superfluity of naughtiness. Now the world got their definition of naughty, right? Oh, you're naughty, right? And we know what that's talking about, but that's not what the Most High is talking about. Naughtiness, when you look that word up in the Greek, it means evil and sin. Superfluity is what? Excess and abundance, right? So lay aside all of these many sins. That's a superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. So you what? You pour out all of that old wickedness, and now you've received the true living water, right?
Right. This is Romans 1:29. Right. These are the superfluities right here. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful. Right? That's a long list right there. Right? You got to depart from every single one of those, right? And be that new creature, that first fruit of the kingdom. Right? Because if you're going to be the first fruit, you can't carry any of these ill traits with you. Right? These ill traits are only leading to death.
That's right. We go into James.
Okay. Verse 22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
Yeah, and that's a quick point. A lot of brothers read but don't apply what they read. You just read and read. I read 10 chapters a day, but you're not actually looking at it, meditating on it, and applying it to your life. Brothers don't do that, man. What we read, you brothers are taking notes. You have to look at your notes, read them, and look at the different parts of your life in this truth and insert what you are taking notes on and apply that and change. This truth is to make you born again. It's not just to read, man. You have to literally become a new creature, a new man after the image of Yahweh Shah. So everything that you read, rather be slow to wrath, you have to ask yourself, am I a brother that's soon to be angry? Am I a brother that always gives into temptation? Am I a brother that's double-minded? You have to ask yourself these questions. Put yourself on trial, and then you answer those questions, and then you come up with the proper method to apply these precepts to your life.
Right. This is Sirach chapter 1 and verse 29. Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. Right? So take good heed what you speak, right, and do what you say, and not as or do what you say and not as you speak. Right? Be the example by being that light that's set up on the hill. Right? So everybody can see it. Be that salt. Right? But walk what you say. Right? No hypocrisy in Israel at all. Right? Back to James 1 and verse 25. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the word, this man shall be blessed in his deed.
Yeah, so the law of liberty just means grace, right? You're liberated from the bondage of the law, the penalty of death from transgressing the law. The Lord is now giving you grace. Now you're liberated from being put to death as an adulterer. You're liberated from being put to death as a murderer. You're liberated from being put to death as a homosexual through the grace of Yahweh Shah. Brothers understand that? So that's the law of liberty. You'll read these terms throughout the Bible: the law of liberty, the law of the spirit of life, the royal law, and this just all goes back to the Yahweh Shah.
If any man among you seem to be religious and brideth not his tongue, but deceive his own heart, this man religion is vain. Pure religion and undefiled before Yahweh and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world.
So that's what this truth is about, man. Right? You got brothers, they super over righteous, and they don't know what's going on. And the Lord is telling you what the truth is about. It's about visiting the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, right? And to keep yourself unspotted from the world, right? That's the literal fatherless, and our people are the fatherless. And we're the widow, right? Because we don't have our husband, right? And that goes back to the law in the book of Exodus. All right, let me get that in Exodus chapter 22 at 21 or 22. This Exodus 22 and 22. Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. And my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. That's heavy, man. Right? You got people that, they see the fatherless and the widows and our people that's in the lower state, and they rebuking them and just to get on them and condemning them to death. And the Most High is going to kill you, man. And now your wife is going to be a widow, and your children are going to be the fatherless, right? So, right? Let's get where we leave off at. See if we get one more. All right, let's go to James 2:1. Let's get that last one. Right? James 2:1. Right? I'll read it real quick. Right? This is the book of James, chapter 2:1. My brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Yahweh HaMashiach, the Lord of glory, with respect of persons. Now, brothers know what respect of persons is? That's partiality and judgment, right? If Micah eats pork and Mathamika eats pork, I can't just get on Micah, right? Well, that's Mathamika. Well, that brother so-and-so, he from so-and-so. I don't want to get on him. No, you got to get on everybody, man. This is justice, right? And that goes back to Deuteronomy chapter 1, 15 on down, right? You cannot have respect of persons in judgment. No favoritism in Israel, man. And letting stuff slide because that's your friend. Oh, that's my sister. I don't have to say nothing to her. And it's off. If you know it's off, you're going to be destroyed, man. Well, I don't want to say nothing because that is a friend. I don't want to offend them. That's respect of persons, man. Right? So we got to stop that favoritism in Israel, man. Well, I've been knowing this brother for 8 years. I'm not going to say nothing to him because that's my best friend. Right? That's not love, man. You're not loving your brother, man. You're not loving your sister if you have respect of persons. So cut that favoritism out and that respect the persons. I don't care if it's the brother, the brother over you or the brother that just came in, man. Everybody got to get checked. And if I go off, y'all got to tell me I'm going off, man. If Amos going, we're going to get on Amos, man. Right? We're going to do it all decently and in order, though. Right, brothers, understand that? With that, we're going to close up, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh Shema Mashiach Malak Yahushai. We're going to take a quick intermission, and proceed with the next lesson. Kwam Yasha.